You saw the title. They control your energy. And yes, it's real. There are invisible forces shaping your thoughts, your reactions, even your mood. But the moment you understand them, then everything in your emotional world changes. These forces are around you right now, pulling at your attention, feeding on your reactions, and silently influencing your decisions without you ever noticing. Vadim Zeland calls them pendulums, invisible energy structures that gain power from your emotions, your focus, and especially from your stress. If you haven't watched my main video on Reality Transurfing, I'll leave the link below. It will help this all make even more sense. Once you understand how they work, your entire emotional life changes because suddenly you see what's controlling you and how to stop feeding it. Let's break this down in the simplest, most magical way. But you might be asking, what exactly is a pendulum? A pendulum isn't a physical object. It's an energetic entity created by groups of people who think, react, or behave in the same way. Think of it like this. Whenever lots of people feed the same emotion, the same drama, the same belief, a collective energy field forms. That energy becomes a pendulum. Some examples you already know: political drama, celebrity gossip, online arguments, fear-based news cycles, workplace negativity, sports rivalries, even family patterns. And here's the wild part. Pendulums survive by making you react. Positive reaction, they feed. Negative reaction, they feed. Indifference, they starve. That's why they always try to hook you emotionally. A pendulum's goal is simple: to pull you into its frequency. And how these pendulums hook you? Pendulums don't force you, they tempt you. They use irritation, they use outrage, they use FOMO, they use comparison, they use guilt, they use fear, they use tribal mentality, they use pick-a-side energy, they use emotional bait. Ever notice how you open your phone and suddenly feel anxious? You hear someone venting and start absorbing their mood? You get caught in arguments you didn't even care about? That isn't random. That's a pendulum pulling your attention. Their entire strategy is based on one thing: if they can get a reaction, they can control you. And the moment your emotions spike, you're no longer choosing your lifeline. The pendulum is. But what's the hidden cost? The pendulums, they steal your lifeline. Here's where it connects to transurfing. Pendulums drag you into lifelines that match their frequency. So when you fall into revenge energy, stress spirals, jealousy, fear, outrage, drama, you're not just having a bad day. You've literally shifted into a reality where more of that energy exists. You know those days where everything feels like chaos? You got hooked. You know those days where everything flows smoothly? You're free from pendulums. Lifelines are determined by your inner state. And pendulums specialize in lowering that state so you tune into their reality instead of your own. But how do you know when you're being pulled? Here are the classic signs a pendulum has you. You feel triggered out of nowhere. You're obsessed with being right. Your heart starts racing. Your mind can't stop looping the situation. You feel pressure to respond or defend yourself. You're drained but can't disconnect. You feel pulled into drama even if it's not yours. You're stuck thinking about someone else's opinion. And the biggest sign of all, you feel like you've lost control of your energy. That's the moment you have to remember: this isn't mine. This is a pendulum trying to feed on me. And here's the secret: pendulums don't want your happiness. This part is important. Pendulums don't care if you're right or wrong. They don't care who wins or loses. They don't even care about the topic. They care about emotion. Strong emotion is their food. That's why people get hooked in cycles like arguing with strangers online, obsessing over people who hurt them, constantly checking social media, replaying conflicts in their mind, taking everything personally. Pendulums don't want your clarity. They want your energy. When you're drained, stressed, or reactive, you're feeding something that isn't you. But how do you escape a pendulum? Now the good part. Escaping is surprisingly simple. It only takes 4 steps. Step 1. Become aware. Catch yourself and say internally, "This isn't me, this is a pendulum." Awareness alone breaks most of its power. Step 2. Drop importance. Pendulums thrive on "this is a big deal." So you neutralize it by thinking, "this is not important enough to drain me." Instant energy shift. Step 3. Choose your state intentionally. Pendulums react to your reaction, but when you stay calm, they collapse. Smile, detach, breathe. A neutral response is poison to them. Step 4. Step aside mentally. In transurfing, this is called going past the swing. Imagine the pendulum swinging at you, and you stepping aside calmly, letting it pass. You don't fight, you don't resist, you simply don't engage, and that is what starves them. Now, for the cosmic close. The moment you understand pendulums, your emotional life becomes crystal clear. You stop getting hooked by drama. You stop losing energy to things that don't matter. You stop living on lifelines that aren't yours. You reclaim your focus, your calm, your inner power, and your reality shifts because your energy is finally your own again. Pendulums only control you as long as you stay unconscious. But once you wake up, you move freely again. You return to your lifeline, the one where your peace, abundance, and clarity flow naturally. This is how you stay aligned with your true path. This is how you choose your reality consciously. And this is how you take your power back. And that's where we'll wrap up for today. Don't miss the next episodes in this series. Another video is coming very soon, so stay tuned. If this clicked for you, drop pendulum in the comments to show you're aligned with this concept. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to keep this energy flowing. Stay focused, stay abundant, and I'll see you in the next one.